this is a wrap-up session. I'm going to have to leave at its termination. I want to express my special deep thanks to Nicole, who has performed gallantly and above and beyond the call of duty. Well, I'm a war horse at this, my dear. I feel like I led a virgin into a dance hall, but you dance very well.
Thank you.
I would like, my fantasy is to see Nicole become the Mother Teresa of rainforest salvation. We'll keep her card playing and heavy drinking off the front pages and to sell her as Mother Teresa in green. But this is serious business that we're engaged in, and it is, on one level among ourselves, it is communication and sharing and opening and building consensus. But when we turn away from our family and out toward the uncomprehending or even hostile world outside, then it becomes propaganda. It becomes a struggle for the hearts and minds of people everywhere. And I think most people are with us. It's simply that they haven't had it explained to them in such a way that they were able to realize that. In other words, we're not out to convert anybody to anything. We're out to help people discover that they agreed with this point of view all along. It has to be so because, after all, we stand for something fairly simple and unambiguous. Life, survival, continuity, caring, relationship, feeling, joy. Who's going to vote against this if it's properly explained to them? So I view these things as consciousness-raising sessions in the old style, and hope that you will see it as more than even privately inspiring entertainment, but that you will go out and get these points of view to people, get these attitudes out, not unto the greater glory of Terence McKenna or Nicole Maxwell or the Ojai Foundation, but because this needs to be said. It needs to be empowered. The first step towards solving any problem is an awareness that the problem exists. Now, we're all very tired of that because we've been suffering and agonizing over the problem of a dying Earth, some of us for years. Nevertheless, the astonishing news is some folks haven't heard or have only heard recently. And it's very important not to panic them or alarm them, but to inspire them and motivate them and bring them into the project of reclaiming the Earth. I mean, this is our legacy, this is our birthright. It is the legacy and birthright of our unborn children. And, you know, there isn't even, maybe there is, but I don't know it. Rich as Greek is, there isn't a word for being so perverse that you devour your own children. The Manaids, the women possessed of Dionysic frenzy, what was always put against them was that they devoured their own children. This is a propaganda image that to be smeared with this is to be tainted very deeply. Well, it is literally true that we are guilty of a crime which the ancients could barely conceive. We are looting the planet for our pleasure. Our condominiums, speedboats, and electronic gadgetry is literally part of the legacy of our children. What kind of people comprise the larger society in which we are embedded that they would do a thing like that. It's a crime beyond war. War, you simply slaughter all the fools who volunteer for it and all the fools who stand around and watch. But to destroy the potential of a future for our children is a crime that boggles the mind. And this is the final stage of the dominator metaphor. When I picked up the New York Times a year ago and read that the United States State Department was advocating the spraying of aerial herbicides over the Waijaga Basin to eradicate coca, to me it felt like a turning point, comparable to the assassination of John Kennedy or Pearl Harbor. It was so clearly perverse, so clearly directed against itself. The contradictions become so odious that at a certain point, people of moral dignity feel they have no option left except to somehow throw themselves on the cogs of the machinery to try and halt it from carrying out the program of Moloch, the program of self-devourment that we have set in motion. Now, if ever there was a moment to talk to your neighbors, clarify your own thinking, support organizations that are trying to make a difference, now is the time. And we can make a difference. And I know you have heard that, and it's a cliche, and there's a tendency not to believe it. I'd been here, Botanical Dimensions was fairly narrowly focused until a couple of years ago on saving shamanic hallucinogens. Then, really through Katz's process, the need was felt to encompass this whole problem of destruction of the warm tropics. So I began writing letters to the UN and the IMF and the World Bank and all of these people, expecting to find a vast, well-funded edifice of typing pools and computer networks and people doing something. I discovered that very little is going on. We have advanced a long, long way down this path on yak alone. There is not somewhere vast organizations toiling to contact every Brazilian politician and put the twist on him, toiling to contact every American corporation that is contributing to this atrocity and threatening them with stock sell-offs, boycotts, and whatever. All the obvious things that you may think are being done, you may then dismiss by saying, well, I'm sure I shouldn't do that. Surely somewhere a staff of 50 is working on that problem. Well, when you look into it, you discover it is not happening. If any one of you has moderate or great wealth and have decided not to pitch in with saving the rainforest because you think a lot of people are working in that field already, forget it. The number of people waving their arms about it is legion. The number of people who are actually attempting to halt it is countable on the fingers of two hands. So, and every issue, I think, is like this. The gas weapons, the fight against formula over breastfeeding, all of these organizations piddle along on peanuts, absolute peanuts. If someone were to give me or the Ojai Foundation $1 million and say, do your good work, word would get out of the phenomenal generosity of this person. Imagine $1 million.